If you're a recurring viewer on my channel, sure you recognize this little guy. He served me well. It was a time, but my god am I sick of him, so today we're gonna finish it. Grab a warm drink, grab a snack, or a cold drink and a snack, because it's kind of summer, but just grab a thing. Come along as I finish my sketchbook. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I may or may not have already started my next sketchbook, but this one is mostly complete. For a while, I was trying to avoid drawing in this sketchbook, and if you saw last week's video, you know why. But if you didn't see that, basically I was developing another story. Surprise. I was working on that in this sketchbook, and I really wanted to keep that a surprise, and I didn't want anyone to know. So I've been avoiding drawing in this, which is why it's taking me much longer than expected to fill this. But now that you guys have learned about the first character, it's time for me to actually start finishing this. For the most part, it's done. I have a bunch of these. While I was working in this sketchbook, I wanted to make like a finished illustration with like a background and everything for each of my main stories. So we've got this one, which is kind of pointless for me to share now, considering I'm entirely revamping their story and I'm gonna tweak their designs, but here's this. Then I've got this one, and then I've got this one. So I do have one for my main webcomic characters, but since I already started this off camera, I'm gonna finish it off camera. Enough diddly-dallying. We'll actually get to work. All of these ones I'm planning on doing in Copic markers. In the back here, I actually have these pieces of paper that I preemptively taped in here so I could draw on these pages because of the marker bleed through. But I hope you don't mind coming along with me as I do a whole fuck ton of coloring, because that's what we're gonna be doing. Let's see, we'll start with everybody's skin tones. By the way, people ask me what sketchbook this is. It's this one, The Delusions Creative Journal by Ranger. I'm gonna be completely honest, I wouldn't really recommend it. You know how sometimes, like, let's say we have a mixed media paper, and like that specific brand of mixed media paper might be really great for like watercolors, and then it'll handle alcohol markers like okay. And then there will be like a different brand of mixed media sketchbook, and that one will be like super great for like markers and maybe like colored pencils, but maybe not the best for paints. This one is all right at best for everything. So I would not really recommend it, but I finished it, so I'm the idiot. I'm also just remembering in this moment, Jeremy has freckles, so can't forget those. This marker's like starting to die. All right, well, immediately I need to refill this marker. Great. We made a lot of progress today. Look how old these are. This isn't what Copic refills look like now. It's raining out. Please don't be obnoxiously loud. I really don't want to have to pause filming after only filming for like 10 minutes. Since I just refilled it, I think I might actually use the chisel nib. Oh, and there's thunder. That's great. Please, for the love of God, I just want to film this video. It was raining all day yesterday as of recording this, so I couldn't film yesterday, and now it's storming again. I just want to finish this sketchbook, goddammit. I'll at least do his skin before taking a break because I am stubborn. It's funny because I walked my dog this morning and it was so bright and sunny and I was like, oh great, this will be a great day for filming. I guess fucking not. Since this is going to be like a fully colored background, I'll probably do a bit more of simple shading than what I normally do. So normally I would have the base tone and then the highlight tone, which is what I have here. And then I'll have two darker browns to use as like a lighter shade and then a darker shade. And then I'll add another color, like fucking purple or pink or whatever, or blue, I don't know, whatever I want to do. And I'll add that in the shading. But since I'm going to have all these different like finished illustrations that are going to be fully colored with backgrounds, I think I'm going to go a lot simpler. I think I'm just going to have a base tone, a highlight tone, and then a single shade. My favorite part about this drawing is that Jeremy is ripping off a wanted poster of himself. It's so weird coloring art as old as this. Like, I've improved with how I draw, like, people and proportions and anatomy and all of that stuff. But then I've also improved with how I color. I have my newer coloring techniques applied on my older art. Hopefully it's not too noticeable. Maybe it's just, like, super strange to me because it's my art and I have to stare at it fucking all day, every day. Well, I'm gonna go, hopefully. It's fucking rain. I don't know what I did, but Mother Nature hates me. Holy fucking shit. It's like a week later. I'm gonna assume you guys already know what happened, so we're just gonna move on. Pretend like I'm not dead inside. While I just quickly add blush on Jeremy, because I forgot. I completely forgot my train of thought, my track of mind, everything that was going on, so we're just gonna start fresh. How are you guys? Are you guys doing well? Which one of these is actually the lighter color? I have no idea. Which one would be the base and which one would be the highlight? Honestly, they're both about the same. I think this one's a little bit darker, so we'll use this as the base. I don't think I've ever mentioned it on the channel before, but I am planning on tweaking her design a little bit. I don't think it's going to be a drastic enough change to where I can film a whole sketch vlog of me working on her design, but I've been thinking about a lot of different ideas, so it's weird coloring this as if none of that is even happening. God, it's so hard trying to shade this, because I feel like now I shade in a way that defines facial features a little bit more, but at the time that I drew this, my facial proportions were kind of eh, and it's not that I'm amazing at facial proportions now, but like, there's definitely been some improvement. Totally didn't color in the white of Aurora's eyes. Don't forget about that. Yeah, that marker did not taste good. Surprise, surprise. It's almost as if they're not for eating. I just realized she has tall socks, and I did not give her tall socks. This is what happens when you have too many characters. You don't draw enough of them consistently, and then you forget. But on the bright side, that makes coloring her skin a lot easier. I'm gonna start with this. I'm afraid this is gonna be way too bright. Doing this suggestiveness. Am I gonna have to age restrict this video now? They all have black in their design, so I should probably work on that. Now comes the difficult question. What type of grays should I use? I have the most of cool grays, so I should probably, I need to get more neutral grays. We'll go with cool grays. We got this cool gray, and 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 we got this cool gray. Pretty cool. I'm gonna do Jeremy's jacket last, because I'm scared, because it's very large. This marker is so old, the nib is like giving out. It's not as firm as it once was. Doesn't Copic make nib replacements? I should probably look into that. God, I hate a sketchbook for markers. And for most things. I can't wait until this is done. I did share with you guys which sketchbook this is, but whenever I've gotten questions in my previous videos of people asking what sketchbook this is, I've always just been kind of like, eh. I kind of feel weird, like, promoting it, I guess. See, even my body's rejecting the idea. I guess if you just do like pencil sketches or ballpoint pen sketches, it would be fine. Alright, maybe I'm getting tired of this. Honestly, the neutral gray seems to suit this a lot better. In Ohu's, that was barely a sentence. You guys remember when I bought my Ohu's to review, and I was like, I wanted to get the biggest color set, but they didn't have the brush nibs in the 200 set, so I just bought the bullet nibs, and then like a week later, they released like brush nibs for the 200 set, and I'm like, well, shit, man. If only I had waited like a week. That nice squeak. And by nice, I mean godforsaken. I really need to draw Remy again. She's my wife. One of many. Because I'm an artist, and I can draw as many wives as I want. I can also color outside the lines, like I just did right there. As all professional artists do. Gotta color her most important assets here. Another old-ass Copic refill. Oh my god, am I about to finish this refill? Oh my god, guys. Oh no. I've never finished a Copic refill before. Color in here to define. I did it. That stitch detail a little more. Or I could color on my marker lids. You know, everything's going great. Alright, I think that's enough. I've been doing a lot of work on her butt, for obvious reasons, probably. For his jacket, I'll probably use the chisel nib, just because it's very large. I don't want it to be patchy, but it's probably gonna be a little patchy. How do I color this? My god. Not having the best time using the chisel nib, but it be like that sometimes. I hate this paper so much. It feels like it's sucking so much ink out of my markers. Like, I just refilled this and you saw how squeaky that was. I'll be the first to admit, this jacket is my best work. When I'm at the point where I just kind of want to finish this sketchbook, can you really blame me? I think that's about as good as it's gonna get for now. This jacket is patchy as hell, but you know what? Fuck it. Right? I believe his buttons are actually yellow, but I'm coloring them black. Cause fuck it, right? Sometimes you just gotta look at yourself and say, hey, fuck it. Tune in next week for more life advice. I'm using the wrong markers for the wrong shit. I mean, it really do be like that sometimes, but I wish it didn't. I wish it didn't be like that sometimes. Her hair is pink. I don't know why I did that so aggressively. Cannot wait to not use markers in this sketchbook anymore. And like, you might be thinking to yourself, Oliver, if you hate using markers in this sketchbook so much, why don't you do these drawings in like watercolor or something? But here's what you don't understand. I am stubborn, so I said I'm gonna do these in marker, so I'm gonna, even if I hate the whole experience. Now that I'm looking at this, her ponytail is actually a lot bigger and fluffier. She has really big hair. It's full of secrets. I wonder how much shading is too much shading. While we're at it, we'll color her ice cream cone pink. For Aurora's, I'll actually shade with 2 different colors because her hair is white. And if I were to just shade with the one, there wouldn't be a whole lot of depth. I forgot my markers like this. Cool thing about her having white hair is that it's super easy to color. Oh no! It's like it never happened, even though you can probably see it, because this paper is nowhere near pure white. What happened there? Dang. Yeah, I definitely need to play around with Aurora's design a little bit. I'm not gonna like completely redesign her. I just need to tweak her outfit a bit. I really like the general silhouette and like the gist of her outfit, but she definitely needs a little bit of tweaking. This one and this one. I do not like how markers look on this paper. They look kind of shitty, but I already committed to using markers. You can buy it on iTunes and stream it on Spotify. Oopsies. Just try to blend that out. Here we go, I think. Just kidding, I'm not happy with this part. Alrighty, it's the next day. Who knows how much I'm gonna get done today? We will find out, I guess. I'm really tired today. I would like to at least finish this one today. Yeah, we have like 3 more. I'm working as fast as I can, and it's still taking me 80 billion years. Why did I decide to do this to myself? I don't know. Torture, I guess. I think after, yeah, we're almost, no, his eyes. I'm just saying words. My brain is moving way faster than my mouth right now. Let me just take a step backward. Aside from his eyes, these blue bits are the last parts to color on Jeremy. I forgot to color in Jeremy's hair on the poster. The most important part of this drawing. Let me actually just throw some color in his eyes real quick since they're not super big. Get the fuck over here. Get the fuck over here. Okay, don't mind me. Doing totally normal stuff. I think the shading on this hand is a little whack. I'm not really gonna do anything about it. Oh, I completely forgot that Jeremy had pants. He should have pants on. I mean, in most scenarios, he should have. I think I actually drew him with no pants in the sketchbook. Well then. Just, I forget everything I said about pants, I guess. Nah. I don't know why I don't put the lids of my markers on the back. That would make my life easier. That didn't go as planned. I don't know how many of you guys have noticed this, but her name is Aurora, and her color scheme is Aurora Borealis, which I actually named her Aurora because of her color scheme. Exclamation point. Is that all the character stuff? I think in terms of the background, it might be best for me to start with the brick wall. That's almost like half the picture, so. I think the parts in between should be like almost a gray, and then maybe add some shading with like pink. The one time I try and put the cap on the back of the marker, it's with a marker that can't do that. Don't mind me as I just spend the next 10 years of my life coloring in this brick wall. Oh, we've had our first casualty of the day. There is a very strong smell of alcohol right now, and I'm not quite sure why. Should I be looking up a reference of a brick wall? Absolutely I should. Am I? What do you think? Place your bets in the comments down below. Seems a bit too smooth, so I might want to add some texture somehow. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just like, if I just add scribbles in different spots, it'll do something, right? Whether it's a good something or a bad something, I'm not sure, but something will happen. I don't really know how bricks work. I didn't think bricks would be put on the list of things for me to study how to draw, but here we are. I mean, considering I'm making a comic where I'm gonna have to draw a lot of backgrounds, I should probably figure out bricks sooner than later, considering many a buildings have bricks, or even just many a things, honestly. You can go outside and find a thing with bricks right now, I bet. Can you tell that I'm tired because I'm having a long-winded conversation about bricks with nobody but myself? Welcome to my channel where we talk about bricks at length. Sky time. Don't want a super bright sky, but I feel like all of my other, like, more desaturated blues are a little too dark. Let me try these blue grays, actually. Let me actually bust out a colorless blender to try and make some... Or I could drop that. I was gonna say make some cloud situations, and then my Yahoo swatch paper ran away from me. Something that I mention every time I use a colorless blender is that everybody uses it wrong, and then everybody's mind is blown, and they're like, no one told me. What is this wizardry? You're supposed to put the blender down first, and then you put the marker on. Since I don't have a brush nib, I can't get the exact effect that I want, but I mean, it's there. Most of the time I don't need to use a colored blender, or a colorless blender, rather. Literally has zero color in it. But for anyone who needs to use a colorless blender, there you go. I don't know what clouds look like. I don't go outside. I didn't exactly draw where the ground would be. That's my B. That's my fault. I don't think these look a whole lot like clouds, but I think you get the general idea of what I'm going for. I feel like backgrounds in general are just a lot easier to do digitally, which is why I rarely do them traditionally, so it's kind of weird I'm doing a whole lot of traditionally drawn backgrounds. I really want to study Studio Ghibli scenery. Those movies are just so beautiful. If you guys would be interested in a sketch vlog of me studying that, let me know. I feel like I'll be able to learn a lot, though. I really admire, like, in Ponyo, how the water is drawn in such a simple way and it still really gives off the feel of water. That's just hard to do. They did it wonderfully. For grass, kind of the same thing. I don't want anything super bright. I'll do a base layer in this. Keep this for blending. And let me try this. You know, I think this is about as much time and effort as I feel like putting into the grass. It's fine. We're not looking at the grass. That's not what's important. Kind of want to bring this brick color over to this area. I don't want to add like the darker color, but the lighter one. Which color was that? I think what I might actually do, I'd like to bring that brick texture over, but I don't want to draw a bunch of bricks because fuck that. So I think I'll just color in this with the lighter color and make it look all patchy. That's not what I wanted to do, but it's what we're doing. I'll let that ink sit for a minute, and then I'll use this to sort of draw in bricks, maybe blend it out so it's a little bit more subtle. We're waiting for that ink to sit in. I think I'm gonna bust out some warm grays, color this section in. Oh, this is dying. This is the third marker I'm refilling in this video, dear lord. It's fine. Oh no, I think this is definitely how I should do bricks in the future. Or like these a lot more than these. I wonder if I should make this banner thing, not the banner, the roof part, the upper part here, this part. I wonder if I should make that a different color. It'd be so much easier to just color it in with the warm gray. Alright, I've decided. We're coloring this in gray. Okay. Okay. Okie dokie literature club. Slap some color on these signs down here. Oh, this is the wrong cat. I'm a smart man. Oh no, what happened there? Oh. Shoot, man. When did that happen? Let me see what I can do. I mean, I think that mostly hides it. I accidentally gave her a sand look eye. Accidentally threw my liners everywhere. Life is good. I'd say this is a finished illustration, if ever there was one. Now I gotta do this one! Have Mabel's skin tone here when I was trying to fix Jeremy's, so I guess we'll start with Mabel's skin tone. It's so funny, because when I started filming this video, I had planned for it to go up before last week's video, but then some shit happened, and now all of these characters look different as of last week's video. So we'll just call this video one last hurrah for their original designs. But you were all super supportive of their new designs. I'm really happy. I definitely am so much more happy with the direction their characters and their story is going, so I'm happy that a lot of you guys are into it too. Because if you didn't, I would still be changing their story, but I would be a lot more sad. Alright, it's day whatever the fuck of filming. I got coffee now, so that's always a plus. On one hand, this drawing has a lot more people in it, so it might be a bit longer to finish. But also on the other hand, if we look at how many people there are, because there's so many more. So many. Because there are more, they're also on a smaller scale, so who knows, maybe it won't take me as long. Let me just grab everyone's skin tones and then I'll work on those. Hadia is right there next to Mabel, so we'll do that. If you haven't seen the video I posted before this one, I would recommend watching that, but maybe after this one. Finish sticking around here first. But out of all of the characters and their, like, redesigns, Hadia's is one of my favorite. I just think she looks so adorable now. Not that she didn't here, but my god, if you haven't seen the new version of her, I'm so happy that I took the time to redesign them and their outfits and everything. It's gonna be so nice to flip through this sketchbook though and have these drawings actually be finished. Like, what's this? I accomplished a thing? This story with like these characters has always been a bit of a double-edged sword because on one hand, I love stories with like a large cast of characters because I love character design. But on the other hand, when you do have a larger cast of characters, it makes it a little bit harder to like, not necessarily differentiate between them, but making them each seem solid and I guess more unique amongst themselves. Although there are a lot of characters in my comic too, so I guess some things never change, huh? You'll have to forgive me if Rory's face isn't the best. It is pretty tiny from where I'm sitting and I don't want to shove my face in there because that doesn't make for good video. This hand is... it's there. It exists. I think that's about all there is to say about it. So here's what we're about to do with Andy. Face, blush as hell. What am I doing? I'm shading. My brain just shut down for a second. I ended up making his lips too dark. Oh no, how do I oh no. Colorless blender, can you help? I was like, we'll make his lips real subtle. And then boom, looks like he's wearing brown lipstick. It's not what I intended. This marker looks super desaturated on this paper. I'll have to see if there's a way for me to add some saturation to this. What are my options here? That's a little better. Let me try to use a color that has more saturation than I normally would for the shading. Maybe that'll also help. Do I have a marker that looks like that? I've used these markers for Cairo's skin in the past and I've never really had a problem with it. So I hadn't exactly planned for this kind of setback. I think this one actually is like most similar to what we have here. Kind of wish I colored in his arms and then his face, because skin tone wise, his arms are so much better. But it is what it is. Let me actually try and add a bit more blush to him. The color's definitely too light, but I'm afraid this one's gonna be too dark, so we'll do one of these. It's not really working. No, it's just fine. It's actually too bright. It's sort of lifting that color. Oh no. What do we do? Let's try this one. Then maybe I'll layer over his skin again, because that lifted a lot. Turn that back down a bit. Since they're in the background, I might not use a highlight color, just to help push the three of them back here a little bit. Her eyes are closed and that makes this so much easier to color. I think Cass's beard has gotten thicker since I've drawn this. It's like barely there in here. I'm very quickly running out of coffee. This is not the ideal scenario. We can just ignore the coffee stain next to Luca's head, right? But like, we don't gotta acknowledge it. Although by me saying this, in a way, I'm acknowledging it. There it goes. I guess I'll just put that to the side. It's the saddest of days. What other brown colors are there in here? There's Sawyer's jacket. Is that it? Sawyer's jacket. Dear God, what color is this? What's the things? My brain is like malfunctioning since I just redesigned him. Like, I'm coloring his jacket, but how it used to be. It's kind of making my brain hurt a little bit. I'm not sure if this is the right color, but this is the color we're gonna go with. I mean, it's close enough, right? It's not like it matters a whole lot since this isn't even what he looks like anymore. It's a little patchy, but we'll deal with it. It's fine. There's no stripe here. Whoops. So patchy. This is not what I wanted. Setting the background aside, I think that's all of the brown in this drawing. Let's move on to blue. Of course, we gotta start with Andy's hair. I don't know why I jumped straight into coloring in the blue. I usually do like the blacks and grays before I do any color, but we're here now. I don't think there'd be much highlights here. She's leaning right up against the bed. I did an oopsie. It'll probably look better once I shade the white bits. The sleeve is white. It's fine. If I just shade with cool grays, hopefully that'll blend in. Now let's shade in the gray and white and black and all that shit. I guess since we're working on a Hadia, we'll just keep at it over here. So strange coloring in this version of Hadia. I absolutely fell in love with the newer version of her. So going back to this version is like, it feels like a downgrade, not gonna lie. Like there wasn't anything bad with this version of her, but now that I know the newer version of her, it's like, well, why would I ever go back? I gotta let my camera charge a little bit. I'll probably finish putting in at least all of like the black areas in off camera, because my god, if I don't do some work off camera, we're never gonna finish this video. So I will do that. I will come back when my camera is charged. See you then! It is sometime later, much longer than I would have liked, actually. Can you guess why? Because it was thunderstorming. Swear to god, if weather causes this video to be even more late. But anyways, here's where we're at. I did quite a bit off camera. The only black, gray type area that I didn't do was the plaid on Luca's pants. I figured out of all of like the black, gray type areas, that would be the most interesting to look at. I'm not sure this will take me too much longer. I mean, Hadia's mostly done. Luca's almost there. And then we just gotta do Sawyer's hair, and that's all for the character stuff, I think. And since there's a lot of colors in the characters, I'll probably want to have the background be mostly muted colors. Because of the plaid, I don't want there to be a whole lot of shading on Luca's pants, because then there'll just be like way too much happening. And I let that ink sit for a bit because the ink takes 80 billion years to actually set into the paper in this sketchbook. I actually don't think this is exactly what color her hijab was, but it could be now that I've redesigned her. I think Luca's pants should be good enough. Let's see, we'll start with this one. Fun. There's a whole lot more of that. I think plaid is something that people think is a lot harder than it actually is. You got your thick line, and then you got your thin line, and then you got your thick line, then you got your thin line. I'll let that sit for a bit, and then when I'm done, I like to go to the parts where they connect, and I like color it in with a darker color to make that like a darker square. These lines are a lot thicker than I would normally go for, but that's mostly because of how small Luca is in the picture. I feel like this is just the yellow I use for every yellow. It's not a color that I use super often, so whenever I do have a character that has yellow in their design, I'm just like, fuck it, these two. I actually don't have a lot of orange. These are all my orange coping markers. I think I might just go all Ohus for this. I think that'll make my life a bit easier. What if this is Sawyer's room and they're mad because they're all on his bed? And by all, I mean 2. I mean when you have a cast of 7 main characters and then 3 more minor characters and then an unnamed number of other minor characters that you've yet to even design. 2 really doesn't equal all. Let's try this for shading. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh god! Okay, I'll save that for later. That's not a problem I want to deal with right now. Ah, I did the thing again! Gonna do one of these so my head isn't all up in the camera. It's nothing fancy though, just where all the bits are connected. Just darken it up a little bit, and that really helps to make it feel like a plaid pattern. Honestly, not loving that. I'll just color it all in this color. That lighter color might be better for like the carpet. It's kind of what my carpet looks like, to be honest. If anyone has any tips for coloring in backgrounds, let me know, because my background coloring method is color, put here. Look good, more color. I can finally cover up this coffee stain up here. It's a little patchy, but you know what? I don't think I give a fuck. And sometimes that's just the attitude you have to have with your art. You just have to not give a fuck. Sometimes there are parts of your art that look shitty, and you gotta be like, well, you know what? Every artist makes a shitty art. Slap that on a motivational poster. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to accept the fact that that's gonna be patchy and ugly as hell. And that's just the life it's living. Gonna color this lampshade in this color. And I'm coloring the body of the lamp this color. It's blue, surprise, surprise. I don't know why I always end up using blue in my art. Not even my favorite color. These pillows are all so ugly. But you know what? Ugly bed frame, ugly pillow. It's just consistency. But again, I'm at the phase where I just want to finish this sketchbook, so can any of you even really blame me? Alright, I wasn't about to make you guys sit through me coloring boring ass blanket, boring ass floor, boring ass wall. So I did that off camera, and that brought us to the end. But here's what this one looks like. Another one to add to the collection. Guess what? Gotta do this one now. Now we gotta do this one. I have prepared the skin tones. This isn't a skin tone. I have prepared the skin tones. But yeah, let's not waste any time. This is gonna be a long ass video, isn't it? I mean, you guys probably won't mind, but I have to edit this shit. Whenever you guys ask for longer videos, remember, that's making more work for me. I want there to be a whole lot of blush on her cheeks. Just enough to make her look a little bit more lively. I tried putting that on the I was about to say I tried putting this on the wrong marker, and then as I was saying that, I almost put this cap on this marker. You know, a part of my job is to talk while I draw, and I'm surprisingly bad at that. Why is this my job? Gotta do the same thing I did on the last one there in the back, so I'm just gonna go over their skin once. I love Lincoln and Beatrix. I think they're like, I really like them, but I really like them as side characters, you know? For being side characters and like the purpose that they serve in their story, I really, really like them, and they're kind of perfect for that, which I guess is always a good thing. But I always find myself, even in like my comic, I find myself getting so attached to the more minor characters of the story, and I'm like, this isn't even about them. Stop thrusting them into the story at every given moment. Oh, this marker's like dying. Can I at least color in Bishop's skin? Because after that, I won't really need it for anything else. Whoa! There's a big thing of lightning outside my window. Oh my god. Now I'm waiting for the thunder. There it is. Holy shit. Oh my god. Hello? In case you guys are wondering why my videos are late sometimes. That's why. I wanted to get a lot more done filming-wise. I wanted to finish their skin tones, add in, like, the grayscale bits. We'll see if that happens. I might do it off camera, just because, again, if I don't do some stuff off camera, we will never finish this video. Yeah, I think going after I color in Milo's skin is probably the best. Slap some shading on this face real quick and... Okay, I get it. You don't want me to film. Just give me a minute. Well, I'm gonna end recording for today, right here. I'll fill in the black areas, the white areas, the gray areas, all of that off camera. I'll come back to you guys tomorrow, finish this up, and then also hopefully finish this one. Fingers crossed! Wish me luck. So here we are, many days later, plants out of frame. We'll just continue. 'Cause I mean, fuck man. I did a little bit more than just like the black and white areas, but I didn't do any more than that because I love you guys. Although I did cut out me coloring in these brick things because we all remember how riveting it was to watch me do that last time. I forgot what I used to make the highlights on Aspen's hair. I think it was this one. This coffee mug originally had stuff on it, but it's faded now, and I'm very sad about it. But on the other hand, once it completely faded, I was gonna paint on it. I forgot to get a shading color. God damn it. I keep flashing you this. It's fine. I'm hoping to finish this drawing today, and I'm hoping to start the next one, so long as the weather is cooperative. I asked you guys if I should just post what I had filmed, because it was long enough to be its own video, probably, but you guys were like, no, we would prefer more art. That's why this video was late, and I'm assuming you won't mind it being long as shit. But I'm planning the video after this one to be a sketchbook tour. That should be on time, fucking hopefully. I almost just put my marker in my coffee, did you see that? That would have made it taste real funny. Not that I don't stick my markers in my mouth already. It happened once in this video already. The color of Bishop's hood is constantly changing and I really need to commit, but on the other hand, I don't have anything that's on the other hand. I was like, let me try and make up an excuse as to why it keeps changing, and I just deadass came up with nothing. I just realized I have not acknowledged the fact that Aspen is just yelling at them. But also, given the type of relationship they have, does it really need an explanation? That is way too saturated, my guy. Oh, I forgot to color in his eyebrows. I also realized I forgot to color in the inner part of his hoodie here. I am just on my A game today. Oh, would you look at that. A dying marker. Would have guessed. God, I love Aspen's outfit. It's so ugly. I accidentally just huffed some of this marker, but I mean, gotta have a good time somehow filming this video, right? I'm kidding, don't huff. your markers. Ah, shit, I forget Aspen's shirt is also yellow. Yep, definitely on my A game today. Also, this has absolutely nothing to do with anything, but during the times where I couldn't film because of the thunderstorms, I have been playing a lot of Tetris. At first I would be like, oh, well, goddamn, I need to film, I gotta get this video out, it's like hella late. But then on the other hand, I was like, oh, this just means I could play more Tetris. What colors did I use over here? Why is this always the page that I open up to? I mean, I'm not complaining, but like, it's just a little weird. I always enjoyed coloring in Aspen's hat. I think her beanie is like one of my favorite parts of her design. Like the combination of her hat and her hair. And then you get to the rest of it and it's a little bit of a disaster. And Milo would probably be like, Aspen, please, for the love of God, let me take you clothing shopping. And then she would just be like, no. Whenever I color in plant life, I don't like it being super vibrant. I think that makes the plants end up looking a little bit more dead, but it's alright. I think at this point, I'm just gonna stop saying when it's another day. If it feels like it's another day, just assume that it is. I think that'll make my job a little bit easier. On the bright side, we're still almost done with this one. But on the downside, oh god, we're still on this one. Also, my dog never wants to sit on my lap, but she insisted on sitting on my lap right before I started filming. So we'll see if she makes any guest appearances. Speaking of my dog, I went to go walk her this morning and noticed some suspiciously dark clouds. And like, in hindsight, I definitely should have known better because it's always this stormy and rainy this time of year. But like, I just want to do my job, man. Oh, Zola, did you hit your head on the desk? Aw, baby bear. What? Why are you upset? What? What's wrong, Zella? Oh no, here comes the rain. Oh no. It's getting awfully windy out. Alright, I'm gonna speed run this drawing. I don't think that's working out very well. Oh no, it'd be a real shame if it started raining. I guess I'd have no choice but to take some more time off and play some Tetris. I actually really want to look up like flowers and their different meanings and stuff and kind of study them a bit because I think that would be a really neat background element to include in my comic and also any future comics that I'll make. Just to like subtly give a nod to the reader what's going on. I always thought that was like an interesting thing about flowers, but also I don't know fucking anything about flowers, so if that is something I decide to do, it's gonna be quite a challenge. Why are you growling, Zola? She's literally just laying on my lap, not even looking at me. From my angle, it looks like she's napping. And like, she's showing no signs of wanting to get off my lap. She's not like squirming and trying to get off. She's just kind of here. That is for sure not what Lincoln's shirt looks like, but we're just gonna ignore that. Oh god. Patchy as hell. Also patchy as hell. That one's not as bad. And here comes that strong alcohol smell that I've come to know and love. So you keep hitting your head on my desk, bud. Are you alright? You can't afford to lose any more brain cells. You don't got that many more left. I forget which one of these it was, but when I was coloring one of them off camera, deadass, I had to use so much alcohol ink to color in the backgrounds that I just ended up wearing a face mask while I was coloring it because the stench was so strong. I really don't like the idea of leaving it such like a flat color, but also I don't know what to do to change it, so I guess that's what we're gonna do with it. Thank God the paper is thick enough for me to just hold it like this and not have it give me trouble. Because you're not typically supposed to go all the way to the edge when you do a full colored illustration, but why are you upset? What? Okay, Zola. What? What, Zola? What? You made this all patchy. I hope you're happy. Why are you upset? Zola. What is the issue? What are you begging for? I don't understand what you need from me right now, Zola Bear. It is not that serious, Zola. You are sitting on my lap. What could be the problem? Just gonna slap a bunch of these colors everywhere and call it a day until I have to do the other one. Fellas, we did it. Now we got one more to do. Ever since redesigning Micah and Jax, I don't think I've ever colored them traditionally, so I have no idea what markers are their skin tones. I don't have a lot of good skin tone options for Micah. I think this one is the closest. Just don't know what I should shade that color with. We'll just wing it. Because only good things happen when you wing it. I think my favorite part about this story is that I accidentally created a gay love triangle. I didn't intend for that to happen, but here we are. People have pretty much always shipped Arietta and Robin. And then as I started working on Rhea, when I like very not at all subtly hinted at like a past connection between Rhea and Robin, in my head I was like, oh, people are gonna ship them. Which they did. But what I also didn't expect is so many people shipping Rhea and Arietta too, so it's a mess. And then people were like, I know how to solve this. Polyamory. Which in theory is correct, but also bold of you to assume they're all good enough at communication to have a polyamorous relationship. I remember drawing this and I wasn't like super satisfied with it. I'm still not super satisfied with how Arietta is drawn. I just think that like the pose that she's in, I didn't draw it quite right, and so her proportions and everything aren't exactly right in the foreshortening. In the bits where there should be foreshortening isn't 100% correct, but I mean, it'd be like that sometimes. Sometimes you draw things and they look just a little whack. See, what I want to say is I'm surprised it hasn't started pouring yet, but I'm afraid to say that because then I'm scared it's gonna start pouring because that's how it works for me. Well, while we wait for that to settle, I guess we'll color in Rhea's skin. I don't really put highlight on the forehead, and I just completely forgot. Like a dumbass. I messed up that hand. Didn't mean to shade it that much, but it's fine. It'd be like that sometimes. Sometimes you fuck up your hand, and if you're an artist, it happens all the time. I accidentally colored in her hand. There's supposed to be a glove there. Without his hair colored in, he looks a little like a Mr. Santa Claus. For the shade, I might just wait for that to dry and layer it because I'm too scared. Everything else is gonna look too shitty. I guess in the meantime, we'll color in Arietta's hair. I think Arietta's hair has just progressively gotten darker over time. I actually think this color that I used for the highlights used to be your hair color. I actually have no idea if this is a good color to shade with. I kind of just grabbed it. I think it would be alright if not for the fact that it's dead as hell. Shit. Here we go again. Up. It's a little aggressive there. While we're letting that sit, I think Micah's skin should be dry enough to add shading to. He is kind of in the background though, so that wouldn't be too much. I should probably do the black and white bits next, considering there's a lot of those. Let's start with Robin, because I think she has the most black and white areas out of anybody. I wanna die. Let me shade white bits on her socks real quick. Oh, wait, shit, there's more white up here. Dang it! It's a little hard to get the exact type of blending I want, because I don't have this with a brush nib. I don't even remember why I'm using this instead of another cool gray. I think it might have been an issue with the nib now that I'm thinking about it. That's how long I've been filming this for. I forgot the issue with my marker. I will finish this today. I am fucking determined as shit. If I could draw this piece again, I would definitely take more time working on Arietta. I need to change either her shoes or Jeremy's shoes, because they got the same shoe, basically. The only difference is that Arietta's is black and white, and Jeremy's is white and like a dark navy blue. I might change her shoes, because I'm not entirely satisfied with them in terms of how they fit with the rest of her design. There's a little bit of bleeding going on in her sock. And also her shoe. What happened here? I don't think that's been an issue up until now. I guess we can add inconsistent to the list of reasons why I don't like this paper. Don't mind me just pulling up reference pictures of my characters because I forget what they look like. Not that one, ignore that. I just read this caption. Micah's video went up earlier today. Check it out if you haven't, and feel free to join the list of people already wanting to fuck him. My job here is done. I feel like out of all of my background illustrations that I did in this video, this one is like the less good. It makes it sound like I hate it. I don't hate it, but it's like, if you look at the rest of them, it feels more like a scene, and they're all like there, and they're all present. And then for this one, it kind of just feels like these three are a part of their own illustration, and then there's a background going on behind them. But also, I'm pretty sure when I was drawing this one, I was like, I just want to finish this. So I didn't really and put a whole lot of thought and time and effort into it. I don't actually have like a shoe design for Jax. To be honest, ever since I redesigned them to look like this is the first finished illustration that I made that's like a full body. So I gotta get shoes for Arietta, gotta get shoes for Jax. Also, Tabby is my wallpaper, in case you doubted how much I love her. Since declaring my love for her, 50% of people are like, you're furry. And then another 50% of people are like, that doesn't exactly make you a furry. She's not actually like a furry character, so sound off in the comments. Oh yeah, I fucked up her hand there. Let me see if I could actually lift this a little bit with a colorless blender. Can you see how lazy I got by the time I got to the background of this illustration? I was like, please, for the love of God, just let me finish this. It's fine, it'd be like that sometimes. The amount of messages that I've gotten that are like, my friends are upset with me because of how often I say, it be like that sometimes, and it's all your fault. Like, I'm sorry, but sometimes, like, it do be like that, and it needs to be said. Is this zoomed in enough? I don't think it was. Well, this is awkward. It really do be like that sometimes. See? Oh god, is this marker dying? Oh no! It was dying previously and the nib got fucked up. Okay. I see your game. Your mind fuckery. Oh, I forgot the orange on Tabby. God damn it. One of my favorite parts about Robin's design is that the combination of her bow and her hair, she reminds everybody of a different fictional character, so sound off in the comments. Aside from the furry thing, who does Robin remind you of? We've got that one girl from Vocaloid, we got Blossom, we got Kiki's Delivery Service, we got May from Pokemon. And I can't disagree with any of them, really. What blue do we got? We got the blue on Arietta, we got the blue on Tabby, Ria's hair is blue, and then Micah's eyes. Did I just do that? Dang. When I made Ria, a lot of people said that her hair reminded them of that one character from the Owl House, but like I haven't seen the Owl House. And then I started talking about my newer story on my channel, and a lot of people were like, oh, the story reminds me of the Owl House. I still have not seen the Owl House. I mean, I should probably watch it because clearly it seems like it's right up my alley. And speaking of my new story, when I made the Q&A post for Ellie's video, someone asked, they didn't know that they were a part of two different stories, so someone asked if her and Ria would work together. If they were in the same story, probably, but I just think it's interesting that that connection was made because Ria is kind of like the person that Ellie wishes she was, but who she actually is, in combination with her temper, causes her to not be this type of character. I can't wait for you guys to learn about my new story and those characters, not even just in their character videos, but as I just draw them more. I really adore them all, so if you want a sneak peek on who this month's OC is, stay tuned for my sketchbook tour, I guess. I am going to be censoring out all of the other characters in the story to keep them a surprise, but I decided to show him, mostly because if you follow me on Instagram, which you should be, go follow me on Instagram, by the way. By the time the sketchbook tour comes up, you would have already seen him on Instagram for the Q&A post, so I'll let you guys see his concept art that's in this sketchbook, as well as a final version, which I don't think I have too much of in this sketchbook. I was trying to avoid working in this sketchbook so I can keep those characters a secret for longer, so a majority of the work I did on those characters were either on loose sheets of paper or like digital art. How many airplanes are gonna fly by my house? Doesn't everybody know that I have to film this video? It's so rude of them to fly airplanes. This is absolutely not the right color for the brown on Micah's shirt, but I'm a little out of options, so I don't have a lot of good options for the lighter color on Jax either. I'll use this, even though it's not at all accurate. That's not the color of her zipper, but for the sake of this drawing, we're gonna pretend that it is. I think the only character stuff I have to do now is Belladonna, which should be easy enough. Bust down my lightest green. And by lightest, I mean this one. Oh my god, are we almost done with this drawing? Can we finish it in this next sitting? I shouldn't say stuff like that. It's just gonna jinx me. Can I finish it in the near future, but an unspecified time from now? I think next I'll do the grass, because that's like most of what's left. I don't know why, but I was immediately drawn to that as a grass color. And like, it's a little bit more blue than I would have gone for. But maybe that's for the best, because we do have Jax and Ria, who both have green back here, and their outfits are like touching the grass. Let's just do it. And if it looks shit, then who cares? Because my only goal is to finish this video, not to make good art. Isn't that a great tagline to have for an art channel? I do think that having this more like bluey green color for the grass would be really cool in certain scenarios. I'm not quite sure if this scenario is one of the scenarios, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This is a little darker than I anticipated, and it probably could have benefited from having lighter tones. But again, I'm not here to make good art. Just here to finish the drawing. I'm kidding. Oh, her shoulder's green. It's fine. I mean, sometimes you just gotta color your shoulder green. Forgot to shade Ria's fluff. I'll do that once I finish putting the grass down. I'm too committed to stop. Yeah, the more of this I put down, the more I think, like, this is not the scenario where this type of color works for grass. But I mean, it's fine. You gave it a good go. I don't think you guys really got a good look at how derpy Belladonna's face looks. Perfection. Let's give Robin her eye color. I feel like she'd appreciate that. And let's also shade the fluff on Ria's jacket, because I feel like she'd appreciate that. Now, let's throw the marker on the floor. I didn't appreciate that. I think I might also, because the grass turned out a lot darker than I expected, I might go around the characters and add like a white border with a white gel pen. I'm sorry if it feels like I'm not as enthusiastic about filming this video anymore, and that's because I'm not. Promise I don't completely hate it, because if I did completely hate it, I just wouldn't film it anymore. Doesn't mean I'm enthusiastic about it. These background colors are ugly. I just decided. But also, it's a little late for that now, isn't it? Forgot to color in Belladonna's shoes. Guess what? Belladonna doesn't have shoes either. So we got Arietta, Jax, and Belladonna. Tabby has shoes though. Favoritism is strong. I can't help it. I grew up with anime, so if I see a cute cat girl, I love her. And if you're like me and you're an artist, you can make the cute cat girls. Make these some yellow so they stand out, and then realize that they don't look super great, and then you want to die inside. Since there's a lot I half-assed in this drawing, I should take the time to have the white highlighter on them so they don't look like complete dog shit. I don't hate this drawing, even though I just called it dog shit. It's just probably my least favorite out of this bunch. We did it. I messed up Arietta, but it's fine. But this does mean, ignore my gay lawyer drawings, officially finish this. There we go. Let's look back at all of our fun times we had, not today for you. For like over a week for me. Aw, this drawing's kind of bittersweet. This is the last time they're gonna look like this. This one, I think, is when I had the most thunderstorms happening. And this one. Out of all of them, visually, I think I like this one the most. But I do like looking at this one the most because it's the last time, aside from Andy, it's the last time these characters are looking like this. So I guess I'll just leave it here. Thank you so much for bearing with me as I try and struggle and cry internally while making this video. I always appreciate your patience. I personally always feel really bad when a video is posted late, but then I feel like every time I tell you guys a video is gonna be late, you guys are like, okay, and then that's it. So I'm definitely overthinking it, but thank you anyway for your patience. If you are watching this the day that it is posted, a few days later, I will have a sketchbook tour of this bad boy up on my channel. I'm not going to give a specific date because I have some other stuff going on in my personal life right now, but I will have it out in a few days, definitely before the week is over. And if you're watching this not the day I post it, then just don't even worry about it. But I hope you guys had a fun time finishing my sketchbook with me. Let me know the things that you guys have drawn while watching this video. I'm assuming most of you, if not all of you, are drawing while watching this. I don't have much more to say, so I'm just gonna say thank you for watching, and if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you are new here, hello, my name is Oliver. I post a lot of art on this channel. I try to post every Wednesday, but as of late, thanks to the thunderstorms that have been happening, that hasn't really been happening, but any other time of the year, I post every Wednesday. In this video, there was a lot of original characters. I draw a lot of those. I talk about them every single month. Each month is a different character. I do sketch vlogs like this. I do speed paints, just anything I really want to do, to be honest. So if any of that stuff sounds interesting to you, or if you want to learn more about the characters that you've seen in this video, consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it if you could stick around. And if you want to see more from me, you can follow me on social media. Those will be linked on screen now in this little corner. They're not linked, but I'm just gonna end this video. Just keep pushing forward, Oliver. They are shown on screen and linked in the description box below. Now that I have finished this sketchbook, I'll probably be posting a little bit more sketches from my next sketchbook, so stay tuned for that. And if you want to see more videos from me, there will be some on screen now, and linked in the iCard for you to check out if you want. I'd really appreciate it. I'm gonna go. My brain is malfunctioning a little bit. I spent entirely way too long filming this video, and then probably a lot dumber now because of the marker fumes, so I'm gonna head out. I'll see you guys in a few days, or next week, depending on when you watch this. Bye.